Will the French league ever bounce back? How long will both teams to score continue to hit in La Liga? How long will it be until Marseille get a league goal? Let's find out in this month's Trending. First, let's take a look at some European League action and our favorite market, both teams to score. Now, what I'm seeing across all of the leagues across Europe is that the pre-match odds offered on the both teams to score market is way down, way down. What does this mean for us? Should we avoid the both teams to score market? Absolutely not. It's a great market, and there's a reason why the odds are down. It's because it's hitting a lot right now. But you can be smart about the way that you enter the market. Wait 10 to 15 minutes, see how the game is developing, and then place the both teams to score bet. You'll get much better odds, and you get a chance to see how both teams are playing. As it's the first show, let's take a look at the leagues that we cover. We've got the English Premier League, La Liga in Spain, the Italian Serie A and Serie B. In Germany, we have the Bundesliga and the Bundesliga 2. In France, Liga and Ligue 2, the Belgian League, the Eredivisie, and the Turkish Super League. So we're only going to look at the interesting trends across these leagues, and the first one straight up is La Liga. Both teams to score has hit 56% of the time across the whole season and 64% in the last 4 game weeks alone. Now that's crazy numbers for La Liga. Okay, now this league, generally, both teams to score is usually around 50%, probably even lower. So for it to be at 64% in the last 4 game week is just, it's over trending too much. Don't expect this to continue. If you're thinking about placing a both teams to score bet in a La Liga game, just based on the fact that there's loads of goals going on at the moment, be careful, because this is going to trend back down to average real soon. I don't know what they're smoking over there in Spain, but this is not sustainable. Staying in the Mediterranean, we go over to Italy Serie A, where we've got 47% both teams to score for the season and 50% in the last 4 game weeks. Now 47% is slightly below average for what we expect in Serie A. And given that it's 50% in the last 4 game weeks, we're seeing a slight trend upwards in both teams to score. What I expect is that bookmakers are going to overprice the both teams to score odds in this league, given that it's not hitting as much this season. But with that 50% in the last 4 game weeks, as it's trending upwards, ride the wave and pick out some great both teams to score opportunities in this league. Next up, we've got the German Bundesliga. Now look, I know, you know, the Germans love shooting, and it's no different in this league. There's got 63% both teams to score for this season and 67% in the last 4 game weeks. There is a crazy number of goals at the moment in the German league, lots of high scoring games, and to be fair, the odds are actually really shit for both teams to score betting. If you can find anything in the 1.7, 1.8 range where you think a both teams to score bet is going to hit, then take it in this league, because you're not going to get much better pre-match or even in the 10 to 15 minute range. Is it sustainable? Probably yes, just because of the nature of the league. The craziest stat I've seen in a long time, and it's in the French league, okay? We've got 48% both teams to score for this season, but only 29% in the last 4 game weeks. Now that's fucked me a lot of times. I'll say it, I'll be honest, betting both teams to score in the French league, because last couple of years, it's been a good league for both teams to score. But in the last 4 game weeks, it's been complete crap. How do we approach it going forward? Well, I would stay away from this league for both teams to score betting until you start to see it trend upwards and then start to bet, because right now it's way below the average and it should pick up again. Given the way things have been going, stay away from the league until you start to see both teams to score starting to become a more regular occurrence. All I can assume is that right now, confidence in the strikers in French league is very low. And last up for the league review, we've got the Dutch Eredivisie, where we have 56% both teams to score for the season and 64% for the last 4 game weeks. Now 56% is below average for what we expect for the Dutch Eredivisie. If we don't know what they're smoking in Spain, we definitely know what they're smoking in the Netherlands. But 64% in the last 4 game weeks is promising and suggesting that the trend is going to push upwards. Bet both teams to score in this market. It's trending upwards and pushing back up to the average. Guys, before we continue with the second part of this video, have you heard about the Football Bank on Patreon? Football Bank is the best football betting channel on YouTube, bringing you tips and strategies to make you serious money. With Patreon access, I'll bring you tips and live in-play bets. We've got 2 membership tiers to show your support for the channel and get access to this exclusive content. With the professional tier, ahead of each game week, the Football Bank will send you 3 specially crafted tips based on extensive research across European leagues and research of over 100 games to find the best picks to make profit. With the Legend tier, you get the pre-game tips from the professional tier but you also get access to the Football Bank Telegram channel. In this channel, we'll be posting live in-play picks across the game week using strategies honed over years of research. Save yourself the trouble of tracking hundreds of games every week and join the Telegram channel to get the best in-play tips. If you want to find out more, check out the Football Bank on Instagram where we've got more details. Now let's look at some team form and some interesting stats in terms of goals scored in the last 4 game weeks. The high flyers in Europe right now are Bayern Munich, PSV and Manchester City. No surprise with Harry Kane leading the line at Bayern Munich. 19 goals for Munich, 18 for PSV and 15 for Manchester City only in the last 4 game weeks. Those are some big teams in their leagues and we'd expect them to score lots of goals, but some more interesting teams to look out for who are scoring lots of goals recently. We've got Girona in La Liga with 12 goals in their last 4. Also Eintracht Frankfurt, a semi-decent team in the Bundesliga, also with 11 goals in the last 4. Another thing to watch out for, Arsenal and Aston Villa are scoring lots of goals at the moment, but a large amount of their goals are coming at home. So be careful betting these teams away from home, as we saw in the recent example with Aston Villa away to Nottingham Forest, where they lost that game. Now that's interesting information for teams that are scoring lots of goals, but which teams should we be targeting for both teams to score? Those that have potent attacks but leaky defenses. Well, first at the top of the list in the last 4 game weeks, it's Ajax. They had a terrible start to their season, but have picked up in recent times. They have 25 goals in total in their last 4 game weeks, scoring 13, conceding 12. It's a dream right now to bet on Ajax, both teams to score. Other teams to look out for in the list are Volendam in the Dutch Eredivisie with 8 goals for, 12 against. Antwerp in the Belgian league had a strong season last season, have European football to consider and seem to be struggling a bit domestically. 12 scored and 7 conceded. Other teams as well, Chelsea really struggled to score goals at the start of the season, starting to score lots of goals. They had those big results against Manchester City and Tottenham. They've scored 10 in their last 4, but also conceded 9. At the other end, which teams are struggling to score? Who should we be avoiding? Well, first, Marseille. What a surprise. One of the biggest teams in France. 0 goals in their last 4 games. And it's no surprise with Aubameyang leading the line that is the case. The guy is finished. I'm sorry to say it. He used to be a great striker, but no longer. Marseille need to change things up because they're really struggling for goals at the moment. And it's a team to avoid, but both teams to score as well, with only 2 goals conceded in their last 4. Stay away from both teams to score. Stay away from Marseille. Other teams struggling in front of goal are Mallorca in La Liga with 0 goals as well in their last 4. And also, surprisingly, Union Berlin, 0 in their last 4. They were a great team in the Bundesliga last year, but just can't seem to find their goal-scoring boots at the moment. And the last thing, these are the high flyers at the moment in Europe. These are teams who have won their last 4 games. And the reason I bring that up on the screen, you might say, well, he's going to suggest to carry on betting on them. No, okay? No one can win forever. Eventually, one of these teams will lose a game, and the odds, the bookmakers are going to be priced heavily in their favor. The odds for the teams that they're facing are going to offer great value. So if you can pick out or spot any games where either of these teams here on this list are struggling, then you're going to make a big win. Thanks for tuning in to Trending. See you next month.